Volkanovski and Donna Marcolini. Together we oversee the UFC's anti-doping program, and we're very excited today to recognize Max Holloway for achieving his 50-time perfect test history. July 1st, Friday, is the 7th year anniversary of this program. So I was doing the math on the way over here. Max has been under this program for over 2,500 consecutive days. Every one of those days, he's made conscious decisions to be compliant under the program. He's never missed one test, never not been where he's supposed to be tested. He's made conscious decisions of everything that goes into his body, everything that goes onto his body, medication, supplements, etc., and has been perfect. You don't see that level of affirmation anywhere else in professional sports, I believe. Add to that the sport he's competing in, probably the most difficult sport physically and mentally on the planet, and then add to that that he is as much of a leader and a role model in clean sport as it gets. So we're very proud and congratulate you, Max, on receiving your 50-time perfect test history jacket. He's got the embroidery here going. Max wanted Daddest man on the planet.
Oh, yeah,
so
man.
That's cool, but thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll picture.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Who's paying this guy?
Well, Max, two big wins to kind of earn your way back here, man. Not asking for any gifts, but, making your way back here. What's the feel like, kind of putting in that work and getting back to this spot?
I feel great. I feel good. I mean, I've been saying it, every fight we go in is 0-0. Every fight we attack, like it's my first fight and my last fight, And I carry myself like a champion, It's not a champion mindset. It's a champion responsibility, and that's what we do.
10 rounds with a guy. I mean, does that make preparation for this fight easier or more difficult?
I mean, I had 10 rounds with Guy. I mean, if you watch from the first to the second fight, two different fighters, and from the second to this fight is going to be different fighters again. But I feel good. I feel great. I feel on. I got to spend 15 minutes with this guy, 10 rounds with this guy. I've been saying it all week, man. You guys be blessed if we go above 3. I can't wait.
I mean, you've been in nothing but big fights for years now, right? But the circumstances around this one, the trilogy, kind of what's at stake. I mean, does this feel like a different moment for you, or a more important moment than maybe some of your other fights?
This legacy is a legacy fight, 100%. As you said, you guys all know what pound for pound ranking he is. You guys know what pound for pound ranking I am, and we're on the higher end of the pound for pound ranks, and these don't happen in the past decade, I mean, it did only once come to mind, and that's DC and Jones. So this is a legacy fight. This is huge in every way. To be honest, I really, like people calling us the main event of this card, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot about this fight. So that's what it is.
Does this have to be a finish? I mean, given how close the other fights were and how the judges kind of broke your heart a little bit, I mean, do you feel like I gotta finish this fight? We
see what happens, at the end of the day, it is what it was. You don't cry over spilt milk, like you said. The first 2 fights, even the second fight, Dana White said what he said. About half of the UFC roster said what they said. So at the end of the day, I wasn't trying to add no fuel to the fire. You let it go, you move on, and we did what we did. We're here now.
Nice. Last thing for me, I know you got to focus on Saturday night and getting that win, but where does this rivalry go? I mean, do we go 4? Do we go 5? Like, what has to do to put an end to this?
We see what happens, First things first is getting the job done on Saturday. My name ain't Dana White, as you know. It ain't Sean Shelby, McMahon, Hunter Campbell. I don't meet with these guys on Tuesdays, so that's their job. I'm no matchmaker. I'm a fighter. Whatever they want to do, we want to do. There's a lot of history in a weight class above me that I have, and I got a history with the guy who I consider stood the champ there. I'm a short list for Connor, and there's a bunch of dream matchups that fans want to see at 55 for me. So we see what happens. But first thing first, Alex got my full attention, and I can't wait to go out there and show the world why I'm one of the best to ever do this and to ever be in this game.
Max, back here to your left. There's been a lot of talk about fire like Habibur Rahman saying he thinks Volkanovski has more fire than you heading into that.
Yeah.
What do you think he means by that? Because you seem pretty fired up right now. And you've certainly shown a lot of fire in your last two performances.
I mean, what I think Khabib means, I think Alex should be happy. He got a fan watching his cooking shows. That's probably the fire he's talking about, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm playing video games, so I guess you can't really see the fire. I mean, I scream when my guys and my teammates screw up or when I screw up, and that's pretty fire to me. But Khabib actually probably sees literally fire on the grill that Alex is using to cook, so that's probably where it got from.
Personally, I feel that your second fight with Alex is one of the most criminally underrated fights of all time. Just what you were able to learn from the first fight, what he was able to learn from the first fight, and vice versa. I know you like to separate yourself from the sport a little bit, but have you gone back recently and watched that second fight? And if so, what stands out to you about it?
Not recently, but I did watch it. I sat with my team and we watched it together, and we just broke down. You know, it was two different guys. You know, and you saw two guys in there grow from the first fight, and then you saw two guys in there grow during the fight. You know, which is pretty good. You know, when you're at this level, at this high level, that's what you gotta do to separate yourself from the pack.
Last thing for me, and this might be the most important question of all, where are we at with the floral shorts? Are we making any headway on that?
With the floor shorts, I checked in yesterday. I didn't have no floor shorts, but don't worry, guys. I got all you guys. ShopMaxHolloway.com. We have our own floor shorts that we dropped. I better see all you guys in them.
Max, just a couple here. Keep my hand nice and high. You're a very relaxed person, but going into that Calvin Kattar fight, you were literally yelling at not just him, but everyone cage side that you were the best boxer. It was a different kind of energy I felt than like the Brian Ortega fight where you put up his gloves and teach him how to box. How much emotion were you carrying into that fight from the second Volkanovski fight?
None. Zero.
Okay.
I mean, all that emotion was from that fight, you know. You're only as good as your last fight. A lot of people forgot about, like, you only get judged off your last fight. So, you know, it is what it is. Kattar was new blood. He was older than me. He was calling me a freshman. You know what I mean? He said, people was saying, toting that he was the best boxer in the UFC. And there's level to this game, you know, and I wanted to show it, you know, and I went out there and I did. And I believe with the Kattar fight, I think so we had some fans. We had some fans in attendance, so that fired me up a little bit, you know. So you think I was screaming then, you know, wait Saturday night. It would be, this is the 9th island. A bunch of Hawaiians it's gonna be a Hawaiian pro crowd in there. It's gonna be insane. I would be surprised if people stay after my fight for that main event, because it's gonna be so pro Hawaiian. It's gonna be ridiculous.
What's the biggest difference between the Holloway now versus the first or the second Volkanovski fight?
I'd whoop both of their asses, you know, like plain and simple. You know, you get better. You need to get better in this game. If you stay the same, you do the same stuff, then you're not gonna grow in anything you do. You know, even in what you guys do. You know, so I'm way better. I feel better. I feel great. I look great. I just can't wait to go out there and do it.
Last thing, and I'll let you go here. Since you brought it up, I am also a screamer when I game. How would your wife describe you when you're playing video games?
Oh, she. A nutcase probably. She she hears me, you know. She hears me to the walls. I'm pounding my feet. I'm on the second floor of the house, so like pounding my feet and screaming. So it's good fun, you know. I'm a competitive man, and I just want to win. So you know, when I don't win or something, or I do a stupid play, I'm like screaming at myself. Thank you, brother.
Max, over here to your left, right here.
Like that.
A lot of fans are saying that whoever wins this fight will determine who the greatest featherweight of all time is. Do you also see it that way?
Not at all. Not at all. You know, a lot of fans, a lot of people is saying it, and do we forget the man Jose Aldo? The man got 8 title fights. I got 8 title wins actually. I have 5 title wins, and until somebody can beat his records as a champion, you know, with the 8 title wins, then they can consider themselves the GOAT in featherweight, you know. So I got 5 to be here against Alex to get my 6th title win. That's just a cherry on top, man. With fans and everything, it's gonna be amazing.
And Josh Emmett says that he deserves the next title shot. He says that he's the #1 contender. He'll be their cage side. Do you also see him as a #1 contender to fight the winner of this one?
Like I said, man, I ain't a matchmaker, you know. I do what I do. He can say whatever he want to say, believe what he want to say. I mean, at the end of the day, Dana White, UFC, that's all their job to worry about. And all I got to worry about is one guy, Saturday night. That's Alex, and that's my full focus.
Max over here.
Max right here.
I'll go
Right here,
ahead.
Max.
To the back.
Just one. You're also being honored this week with the Hall of Fame, with the Forrest Griffin Award. I mean,
sir.
obviously every fighter I think wants to get in there for their fights and for their work inside the cage. But what does it mean to you to get this particular award? And also, will you be at the ceremony on Thursday?
That award means a lot. It means a lot to me. You know, being able to give back to people, to show. That's what this life is about. You know what I mean? Like, especially during the pandemic, it was insane, you know, and seeing people go through tough times, meeting the kids at St. Jude's, you know, giving back to the Hawaii Food Bank, all these things, all my partnerships with everyone. That's what life is about, you know. If you can give back and inspire people, and I'm in a position to be able to give back and inspire, so why not do it, you know? Because you never know who you can touch in that day. And I won't be there this Thursday. I'll be doing some other things, you know. You guys can see me a little bit lighter on Friday morning, so I won't be there. But tune in for it. It's gonna be a great show.
Thank you.
Max over here. In that Brian Ortega fight that Volkanovski had, he had that really tight submission hold late in the fight. Did you think Volkanovski was done at that point? And were you surprised to see him get out of it?
I mean, I didn't watch it live. I saw the highlights. I saw the tape, and looked pretty deep, looked pretty tight, and I mean, that's just a champion mentality, you know, and you know, kudos to him, you know. So it looked pretty cool.
And speaking of Ortega, he's fighting in a few weeks against Yair Rodriguez. You fought both fighters. Who do you favor in that fight? How do you think that fight plays out?
I always see what happens. Yair's a dog, man. A lot of people sleep on Yair. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good at mixing up and figuring things out. So, I mean, you look at my last fight with him. Was one of the a great fight actually, and not only our division and all of the UFC, I think. So, I think he's an amazing fighter. I think Brian is amazing. I think it'd be an action-packed fight, and made a better man win.
And someone you almost fought, Habibur Rahman, is going into the Hall of Fame. Where do you rank him on the greatest of all time list from your perspective? Because obviously he never lost, but maybe didn't have the title defenses as some of the other names.
I mean, I don't know. You know, that's not my job to rank. And congrats to Habib, you know, being in the Hall of Fame. And I don't know the rankings, you know. Like, I have favorite fighters, you know, and GSP and Anderson Silva is like 1 and 2, you know. So they're like right there. So after that, I couldn't tell you.
Thanks.
Max, right here. Just curious off the back of your comments about Aldo still being the GOAT. I guess maybe the contrarian could say he came into the UFC and was the title holder right away. You had to put together a 10-fight winning streak just to get an interim title fight, and you beat a lot of the guys he defended his title against. So do you not think that does more for your resume, even though the wins are there, but maybe not the title defenses?
I mean, it's cool. You know, I got the wins, but the title defenses is the title defenses. That is the actual record. You know what I mean? He got 8 title wins. I got 5. Well, like I said, we're not that far behind him. So hopefully I can catch him. You know, we see what happens, but he's the GOAT, bro. You can't take it away. Just because he got gifted it because he came from another event that UFC bought out, and he was a champion. You know, it wasn't like a gift. Like, he's like, bro, you're the champion. I'm pretty sure if they told him, hey, you got to fight for the belt, he'd be like, I'll fight for the belt. I don't give a... That's just the kind of guy Aldo is. You know, he's a stand-up guy, hard worker, hard fighter, and the GOAT.
And just your thoughts on receiving that USADA jacket and kind of what the importance of representing yourself as a clean athlete means.
I mean, it means a lot. You know, it means a lot. It means a lot getting the 50. I want to get the 100 times. And it just means a lot, you know. Being clean in the sport is tough, you know, especially in this one, especially in this sport where how much mental and physical training you need to go through. So it's just amazing to do it, you know, and I'm glad I'm doing my part in the sport, you know, clean sport, better sport, and having fun. Thank you, guys.